What's up, Ranger fans? PR Mayhem back with a brand new video, and today I'll finally be doing a review of my full Red Power Rangers Mystic Force cosplay. I've got the bits and pieces from two main sources. I'll go into the detail of the suit itself, how it's put together, the quality of the product, and where to go to. First, I'll do an overview of where I got all the bits and pieces from. Many of you have seen the actual bodysuit before. I got the bodysuit, the shoulder pad armor, I guess, and the cape from Rav Seams or Raven Prior or whichever he's going by on Facebook at the moment. He also did my Red Time Force suit. His suits are absolutely amazing. They are by far the most comfortable bodysuits I've ever worn. While I generally go to 007 Hello for my Ranger gear as far as bodysuits are concerned, the actual comfort factor of these ones are far superior. They're amazingly durable, very posable. I'm actually very comfortable in them. I can sit down, relax. I can walk around in them very comfortably. Whereas with my other suits like the Green Ranger suit and the Red Mighty Morphin, stuff like that, and even my Red Zeo, I feel like I've got to be very careful with them. They feel quite delicate. Whereas these ones, that isn't the case. I can do quite a lot in them. The boots, gloves, belt buckle, and helmet are all from Aniki Cosplay. I actually, for the first time on the helmet, got drilled holes for the visor, an actual stunt visor. The reason for that is because my Red Zeo helmet is such a pain to wear because of the shape of the visor, and the visor itself fogged up an awful lot in such a concealed space. So I actually got drilled hole for this one, and it's infinitely more comfortable. I did rip the padding out, which I'll show you later, but I can talk comfortably in it, and I'll shoot part of this video with me in the full suit so you can see the full effect, along with my speech inside of it. So I'm going to start from the bottom, I'll work my way up. So these are Aniki Boots. The colour is a bit... oh, focus. The lighting in here is a bit naff, so you are going to have to bear with me. So you've got the gold trim at the top, which matches up with the gold suit on the Rav Seams suit quite well, along with the black plasticky leather outline at the top. Aniki's condition of his boots has actually stepped up in the last couple of years since I last got my last pair of Aniki boots, which I believe was the Zia ones. These are considerably better quality. The inside of them is very nicely padded as always, and they actually do, well, they're not doing it now of course, but they do stand up independently, so they don't have that sort of weak ankle area that my Zia ones do, which is great. Very well made, stitching is wonderful all the way to the bottom. These are extremely comfortable. The gloves, similar situation. Aniki does really good gloves. I'll try and get my arm in there. There we go. The quality of the gloves is really, really good. The stitch work is very show accurate. There you see the joint. Zipper goes up the arm, and there you've got the, I guess, gauntlet parts. It's very similar to the boots. You've got about 2 inches worth of black material there, along with the gold trim on the top and the bottom. Very nice indeed, and also very, very comfortable. Then we've got the belt just here. Now it's basically Aniki's regular black gold trim belt, like you would have on like a white Mighty Morphin Ranger suit and such like that. It is a little bit stiffer though. It feels like it's got more of a cardboard inline. I think that's to compensate for the amount of stuff that's on it, because you see these rectangular parts that are on the actual Mystic suits. They all feel like stiff strips of either plastic or cardboard with the detailing. So this, I think, would weigh the belt down quite a bit. Because the belt is so stiff from the cardboard backing, it actually holds up really, really well, which you'll see in a little while. See there, normally the belt would sort of drop down, but it doesn't there. It hangs up high for a little while. Again, because these individual pieces would weigh it down significantly, it's that extra stiffness is going to be needed to hold it into place. The buckle itself is absolutely beautiful. 3D. I think this is screencast. I'm not 100% sure, but it looks amazing anyway. Very happy with it. Comes with Velcro on the back to attach it to the center. Again, that I don't have that on any of my other Aniki made belts or anything like that. I believe, again, he's put Velcro on the back of it because this is quite hefty and that it would need to be kept in place and would keep sliding down in places, I'd imagine, on this cosplay in particular, because the piece itself is about 2 centimeters thick in total, and this outline bit is about 1 centimeter thick. Then you've got the helmet. As I mentioned, I do have actual holes in this helmet, unlike my other ones. The finish on this is absolutely wonderful. It's an amazing paint job by Aniki. The lines are superb, the detailing, the gloss on it is wonderful. In fact, if I just grab my hair, whoa, come over here. So, focus. There we go. So there's no scuffs or anything like that. No overspills. Very shiny indeed. I've worn it a few times, and so far there's no chip that's developed on the top, which you would normally get. There you see the angled top. And then you've got the gold outline at the back, along the neckline. And then you've got the drilled holes there. Very nice indeed. And that leads us on to the actual bodysuit. It is a total of 3 pieces. There's the actual bodysuit, which contains the space for the legs, the abdomen, and the arms. Let's move this glove out of the way. Then you've got the actual shoulder padding, which is just there. And then that leads on to the cape itself, which is made up of two sets. It's got a back part which is red, that matches the suit perfectly, and it's got the silver part on the inside. Now, I guess the best way to do this is sort of just go down here and work my way up. So they see the lines are very, very good. This has got to be one of the more difficult cosplays to complete, just because of the line work and the detailing on it. It has to be very, very particular. So there you've got the angle forming the kind of M for Magi Ranger in the Super Sentai. That leads up here. Here you've got Velcro piece which Rav puts on, I believe, all of his suits for the belt buckles and the belts. Here you've got another set of Velcro. This is to connect to the actual shoulder padding. You see just here, I've added on a little bit more. So it connects to that. That way it stays in place and it doesn't keep rising up. Even on the show you'd occasionally see the Rangers with just this part, this red section here, just completely disappearing because it would rise up on their actual suit and it would look kind of weird. So that does address that issue. Another reason that that is there to connect the two is the cape is actually very, very heavy. It's quite a hefty material, and because of that it does pull on the shoulders. I'll show you the connection here. See there you see the back of the cape. So you've got the actual Velcro attachment of the cape. You've got to actually put it on, unvelcro the backing here, just there. I can't do it with one hand, but you'd unvelcro this, put it on top of you, and then close the Velcro shut to attach it onto the actual suit. This is adjustable. Again, this is attached with Velcro here. As I mentioned, this is a very heavy material. You can see the amount of fabric that is back here, so it is going to weigh the suit back quite a bit, which is why this Velcro bit is so important. It keeps that in place, so no matter how much it pulls back, it does stay in place, and just one small neck adjustment and you're done. As I mentioned, the suit work is actually wonderful. The cape itself is fantastic. It looks really, really good on camera. I'll show you a few poses momentarily. But when doing cosplaying in general, most of you guys know that I would only ever go to the top guys for most pieces. So I go to the best helmet guys or the best suit guys, the best gloves and boots guys and stuff like that, because I always strive for the best. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know why that cut me off. But anyway, back to what I was saying. I always strive for the best quality from all my products, helmets and everything else, because when I'm cosplaying, I like to look as accurate as physically possible while still being comfortable. When I was interested in doing all my cosplay stuff many, many years ago, I didn't start doing it until there was quality for me to collect. The only real maker around at the time was Aniki, and I was really interested in doing the Red Mighty Morphin Ranger, Armored Ranger anyway, and the Green Ranger. And the shields at the time weren't very impressive apart from King Rangers, which I ended up getting through a second sale. And the Green Ranger helmet that Aniki produced wasn't very good at all, which is why I waited and bided my time and then picked it up when his helmet was improved and I could get a Green Ranger helmet. That's why I went with red first. Then when I was interested in doing Time Ranger, Aniki's suit looked very baggy and the arrow looked quite off, and Halo didn't offer them at the time, so along came Rav and I thought that was my opportunity. Then I was sort of getting interested in doing the Mystic Force one, not because I was an overtly massive fan of the season. I mean, I personally enjoyed this season, I think, a lot more than most people, but I didn't quite think that there was anyone that was able to produce the quality that I wanted from my cosplay. Aniki's Magi Ranger suits tended to be very loose fabric fitting. There was a lot of sort of like curls, and his fabric and shoulder pads twisted. It seemed to twist up an awful lot. And then I saw Rav Seams do one. He did a Green Ranger one, and I was remarkably impressed with how good it looked. So I thought, you know what, this is my opportunity. I'm going to go with it. And so here it is, my red Mystic Force Ranger suit. I mentioned before I'd show you the inside of this. I did have to rip the padding out, as I mentioned. So there used to be padding on the top, at the back and on the sides, along the neckline here. I've ripped it all out. The only thing that's left is that tiny bit of padding there and the Velcro, just because I have a massive head. And it allows me to talk a lot better and breathe a lot better now. Right guys, what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to throw the suit on, show you a few poses, and you'll hear how well and how clearly you can hear me while wearing the helmet. So, Magical Source, Mystic Force.
So here it is guys, in all my glory. I hope you can hear me, you probably can. Due to the air holes, my speech is a lot clearer to most people who are near me anyway. Also because of this, I can actually keep the helmet on for a significant amount of time without having to take it off. Because it's not just a tinted visor, it doesn't fog up as much, in fact it doesn't fog up at all. It is a little bit stuffy, but that's something that I'm just going to have to get used to. Overall, it's pretty damn comfortable compared to the tinted visor. Here it is, the suit in its complete form. Rav Seams did an amazing job on the suit itself. The line work is absolutely wonderful, the design, very hard to pull off, he does it better than anyone. As you can see, the cape is great, it's a bit back heavy, but nothing we can do about that really, it's just the material itself. Everything that Aniki did for me, the gloves, the helmet, the boots, the belt and the buckle, all wonderful, I especially love the belt and the buckle. No sidearm because I couldn't be bothered, to be honest. So here it is in all its glory, my completed red Mystic Force Ranger suit.